all it is just getting more and more like yourself as a kid and like as you were when you were younger.
I mean, even if I created something that I loved and everyone on the planet hated, then I would be fine with it because I liked it. I wasn't like, I'm gonna start a career right now. I just put out a song and people liked it. And then I took that luck that I got and I turned it into actual hard work, because like you could take luck and just be like, oh, I don't want this. And then you could just move on with your life and not take advantage of the luck and go on with it.
If they like one thing, that's what I want, you know? Because I want everybody to be able to love something.
Like we were like, what if we made music together? And he goes, I'm gonna make you the biggest pop star in the world.
Billie's unique style, characterized by her distinct voice and ethereal, often haunting sound, quickly gained her a large following. Her debut studio album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?, was released in 2019 and was an instant success. It became the first album by a female artist to win in all 4 of the major categories at the Grammy Awards, and Billie became the youngest person to win the award for Album of the Year. Overall, her music and public persona serve as a source of inspiration and motivation for many young people, encouraging them to embrace their unique qualities and live life on their own terms.
Because of all the things in my life that I love and feel are who I am and what I want to do, like performing is the thing that I'm like, this is stupid, but like made for. It's what I like the most, and the way that I feel the most like is how I like where my I don't even know how to describe it, but
where you feel like the most authentic self, or where you like
it's like the most me. It's the version of myself that I want to be the most. I've been talking to a couple friends about this recently, of like getting older and becoming more yourself. I feel like is truly like, I feel like the more myself I become, the more my like old self I become. Which is interesting. I feel like I'm going back to who I was in a way, while being the person that I am now. But I think like the older I get and the more I just like grow up and change and things, and like I just feel like I'm I was talking to a friend about this the other day, of like we feel like we're like coming back to who we used to be, and it feels really good.
It's like I didn't take myself like seriously. So I was like, why would I need to have any warm-up at all? I don't need to warm up my body. I don't need to warm up my voice. I don't need to like, I don't need to have a ritual. I don't need to put makeup on. I don't need to do my hair. I don't need to wear some specific outfit. I just wear what I'm wearing today and like whatever I feel like. And I would do those shows just like raw.
Because everyone has something to say.
Everyone does have something to say. Let me think. Probably my own opinion, my own critiques. I mean, even if I created something that I loved and everyone on the planet hated, then I would be fine with it because I liked it. And even if I created something that everyone on the planet loved and I hated, like I wouldn't put it out. I wouldn't enjoy that because I wouldn't be like happy with that, you know? I don't want to do anything that's gonna make other people happy, that's not gonna make me happy. I love making people happy, but I also am part of that group, you know? I'm trying to make myself feel good and like happy with my life. An artist or anybody that, you know, isn't in the public eye at all and you feel in that like dark place, it will go away. It will, like, it might come back, but it'll go away eventually. If you want to do something, just go do it. You don't have to be raised a certain way to do it, you know? Like, I just liked music. I loved singing, I loved making music, I loved playing it. And I mean, not the only thing, but one of the only things that homeschooling did for me was just like let me be able to do it young and early, because, you know, I could have done the same thing, but it might have taken years, you know? And I don't mean get famous, I mean make music, literally just make music. Because I could have, you know, elementary school, middle school, high school, and then college. And then after college, that's when I did it, you know? That's so not what I would have wanted. And I never wanted to fucking go to college anyway, so.
I think the thing that I do the most is change.
like if I even look at who I was like a year ago or less than that, you know, it's like the things I liked completely different. The things I would say, the things I wear, and that's with every human being, you know, you change every day, you know, you get older every day, and that's like, you can't not get older every day, and you can't not change. And I think a lot of the time when you know, one finds themselves, you know, getting some sort of success or whatever with one thing they do, they're like, I can't do something else. Like, this is it. Like, I can't, you know, this is the only thing that people are going to care about, so let me keep doing this forever. And it's like, no matter what anybody tells you about how great you are or how bad you are, nothing is going to be anything until you actually feel it. And it's like, I don't mean that with like love. I mean that with like strength and like believing that you are something. Because I don't think you have to love yourself. I think you should, you know, have love for yourself, but I don't think, like, there's a whole thing about, you know, make sure you love yourself before anyone else, and you do this, you know, everyone has to love yourself, or da-da-da. And I think it's great to love yourself, and you should take care of yourself, but I don't think you need to love yourself to be able to do things in life. I think as long as you're there for yourself and you respect yourself, you can't just randomly, you can't meet somebody and love them before you know them. I mean, you can, but it's not like, you can't expect that to happen. And so you can't expect that to happen with yourself. You can't just be like, okay, I can't do anything until I love myself. That's not gonna help you at all, especially if you really don't love yourself. That's really not gonna help you. And it's like, I love myself, I really do, but I also have a lot of issues with myself, and the only way I'm gonna, you know, I don't know, make myself stronger and make myself happier is if I go out and do things that are gonna do that.
A big thing in my inspiration of what I want the live show to be, it came from a lot of rap. Like, that was a very large, and the way that I perform is incredibly inspired, almost purely inspired by hip hop and the rap performances that I've seen. I would just watch these YouTube videos from like Rolling Loud, from these artists that like had the entire crowd.
Like Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, up there with his little.
I do.
Oh my God! And it like.
I know.
But the whole crowd is like.
Raging.
There for it. And that was my goal. That was my goal. I want the crowd to have the craziest time ever. I want it to be scary. That's another big thing that I have always strived for in my live show. I want everyone to feel safe and comfortable at my show, but I want them to be like so spooked. To me, is one of the most important parts of me as an artist, and the idea that there are people that know me as an artist and don't know me live freaks me out. And it's funny, I kind of wish I was known mainly for my show in a way. Performing is the thing that I have wanted to do more than anything else in my life. And that's the thing that I give the most with, I feel. And like, it's so important to me. And I want people to have that. This show is really good. And this is a moment in time that's gonna go away.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be this way.
Question about, does music still have the power to change the world?
Fully. Bro, it is changing the world.
How?
By existing, I don't know. I think everything that involves music is changing the world. I think listening to it, making it, playing it, fucking singing it, I don't know. Everything, literally you could name me anything that has to do with music, and that is changing the world.
To me, I was saying this yesterday, like I really don't like the idea of doing a show, like doing a show for people. Like, I want them to be like with me at the show, like doing the show with me. If there was a show that I did and I come off stage and I wasn't happy about it for whatever the reason was, it's almost always that it felt like the crowd was there watching a show.
Yes.
And I was the show that they were watching,
Sure.
instead of
Wasn't integrated.
it was like it wasn't interactive. I want them to be doing as much of the show as I'm doing.
14 people in a room and have them, you know, listen to my song with 14 songs, listen to my album with 14 songs on it, and all of them will at least like one song. You know, 14 people who have completely different tastes. One person likes this kind of music, or this, or this, or this, or this, or this. And every single one, I want them to be able to like at least one song. Even if they hate everything else. If they like one thing, that's what I want, you know? Because I want everybody to be able to love something.
I wasn't like, I'm gonna start a career right now. I just put out a song and people liked it. And then I took that luck that I got and I turned it into actual hard work, because like you could take luck and just be like, oh, I don't want this. And then you could just move on with your life and not take advantage of the luck and go on with it. So I could have done that, but I didn't do it because I wanted this. So
I don't feel pressure. I feel so stoked about it. I feel so excited about it. And I don't even feel like, ooh, I'm a role model, let me do this and this. I just feel like truly in love with them. In love with them. And it's like you don't even, when you're in love with someone, you don't think about how you might be affecting them because they're affecting you so much. And that's kind of how I feel about them. I'm like, I don't know, I've just like over time and like with different experiences and relationships, I've just been like, felt more and more like committed to them. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like I'm like in a relationship with them. So any friendship or relationship, romantic, whatever, they're like one of the first things I say. I'm like, just so you know, you're getting me, but you're also getting them. That's like what I say.
Do you say that to your boyfriends as well?
Oh, yeah. Just FYI, they come first. So, you know, if you want to get with me, you got to get with my fans. Why me? In the best way possible. Not like, oh, why me, poor me. More like,
why am I the chosen one?
Why? You know, and like, especially things that have been happening in this last week, like, things that if I told my 12-year-old, 11-year-old self, like, and I feel like that's something people say a lot, like, oh, my 12-year-old self, if I told them that what I'm doing now, they'd be like, da-da-da. But it's like I can't even almost fathom telling myself that then about anything that's been happening recently. And, like, my mom can vouch for that, because if I was told then about the things that have happened and where I'm at right now and, like, the things I've seen and the things I've done and the people I know and everything, like, I don't think I would be able to breathe, honestly. I don't think I would be able to breathe or move or do anything at all.